And here is the first thing. This is the lens. Oh my God, it also has a Christmas bow. All right, this is the 35mm Vision collection from Seven Artisans. Now, Seven Artisans, I really don't know much about that company. I know it's a Chinese company. And I've been hearing lately that they have been making some very, very good lenses. They make photography lenses, and they also make cinema lenses, by the way. Apparently, there's a difference between the two. I really don't know what the difference is. But you know what? If you're in video, the recommendation is that you actually go into cinema lens because you get some really cool colors and you get some... you know what? This is something I did not know, that all these lenses actually have characters into it. Or built into it in some way, so that way when you're shooting with one lens as compared to shooting another lens, it depends on what you like. And I was looking at results from this lens and I really, really liked it. I was thinking, wow, I really love the image that's coming out from this, the using of this lens. So I told myself, you know what, if I was going to buy a lens, I guess this is the one that I am going to pick up. So this is the Vision series. And it is 35mm T1.05. I'll be honest with you, not that I know what that means. All I know is what this lens can do. So let me just show you the lens very quickly. One thing that when I saw this lens, and of course the lady, the salesperson took it out to write down the registration number of the lens, and it was very heavy. I did not know it was going to be so heavy because I saw it behind the glass, so I never really picked up the box. And when I saw how heavy it was, I was like, oh my God, this is some serious stuff. So let's take a look at it. Okay, so that's the cover right there. These are some pins. I kind of know what these pins are, but I don't know how to describe it, so I'm just going to keep it one side. Oh, by the way, this is a purely 100% manual focus. So that means there's no electronics in it, and it will not talk to your camera in any way. So you cannot adjust it from the camera. You have to adjust it by using your hands. In cinema, that is a good thing. You don't want, there was a YouTuber who was explaining it and said, you don't want to go into a set having a camera with a lens and the lens is on automatic. You'll probably get fired. You want to really use manual because you're shooting cinema and you want to be in total control of what you're doing, because that is how storytelling is actually done. I didn't know that, by the way. All right, let's take a look at some stuff. Let me open this up. The packing is really cool. I must admit the packing is totally dope, because I saw this in the store when she was opening it up. That's like solid packing right there. Oh, there's the lens. Okay, here is the lens. Wow, it's packed nicely. Oh, let me open it up. How do I open it up? Oh. It's heavy. Oh, I'm struggling to take it out. Oh, here it is. This is a heavy lens. Oh my God, this is a heavy lens. Let me open up the packing so I can show it to you. Interesting. Oh my God, this is heavy. This lens is heavy. 35mm. Cinema lens made by Seven Artisans. It's fully metal, by the way. The entire housing is metal and it's pure glass inside, so there's nothing plastic at all except for the rear cap that protects the backside. Even the front cap is actually made of metal. And if I open it up, as you can see, it's purely metal. I must admit, this is actually my first lens, a proper cinema lens. Many years ago, I used to have the D90, which had a zoom lens, but here it is. This is what I have. It has the movement, the zooming movement is very nice. It has no gear, so it's like moving smoothly. I'm so jealous of people who are in the cinema business and all that, you know, like video production professionals, because you guys must be, it's such a hard work, of course, but you guys must be, you know, enjoying the amount of gear you guys have in order to be, you know, in order to how do you say it? To experiment and to show your creativeness, you know, in a different way, like you're painting moving pictures, you know. So this is really cool. It's heavy. Okay, guys, I mean, you can feel the glass. I don't think the metal is so heavy. Maybe the metal is heavy too, but I can feel the glass inside. I really don't know how many pieces of glass are in there, but it is heavy. You drop this, okay, you should take a tissue paper and start crying, because it will break. It's really, really heavy. Anyway, so this is one thing, and I'm going to keep it over here because this is part one of my gifts. And now let's go to the main event. And here is the main event. Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K. Here you go. At last. I think this, I've been waiting for this moment maybe 3 years or 2.5 years, something like that. And here it is. If you ever want to go into movie production, or at least beginning steps of movie production, this is a highly recommended camera. Now you may ask, okay, out of all the cameras out there, why did I maybe choose this one? Of course, it comes highly recommended. Now I'm slowly becoming a total Blackmagic person, meaning I'm using their editing software. I also got their speed editor. The speed editor is on my channel. I have made some reviews on it. I mean, these things are so perfectly made. And I just thought, you know what? There's no need for me to go to any other camera. I'm using the Sony ZV-1 right now, which I think is still an incredible camera in its price point. Fantastic. If you're ever in doubt when you're starting out content creation, and you're getting into the YouTubing or anything of that sort, like I would highly suggest that you really look into the Sony ZV-1, which is what I have. It's a fantastic camera in its price group. Now, as you're stepping up your game, as I'm stepping up my game, I wanted to really go into movies, like movie production. Like I'm not saying that I'm going to go into proper movie making. It's just that I want to approach this entire video making process, story making process, but from a filmmaking angle and not a video angle. I was watching a lot of videos from YouTubers, and one of my favorite ones is actually Casey Neistat, and he kept mentioning movies. He hardly uses the word video. Like as I was watching like videos one after the other from him, I realized that he approaches his videos or vlogs, but from a movie maker point of view, like not from a video person. It makes a difference, right? I mean, like if you're making a video, you will probably approach it a certain way. But if you are making a movie, you probably might really step back and look at the entire picture and do things in a very different way. You will not really, I think there's a difference between the two. And if you're like me, you probably would not know that. You might just think that, oh, I think it's the same thing. But no, it's not. If you watch videos on YouTube, you will notice how they cut it, how they make it, because they're using a certain amount of gear or certain types of gear. But then if you go to Netflix, you'll notice there's a huge difference between the two. Netflix doesn't look like YouTube. It looks like Netflix. It looks like proper movies, lighting, the shadows, of course the acting and the soundtracking and everything. There's so many things involved because there's a difference. The people who are making movies are trained differently, I guess, or maybe they're understanding the subject a little bit differently. So they're probably not making videos, they're making movies. So instead of me getting another video camera, because I already have one right there, Sony ZV-1. It's a video camera. It's not a movie camera. It's a video camera. So I said, why am I going to go and get myself another one? Let me just get myself what I really need, because I want to get into making videos, but I want it to look more like a movie. I don't want it to look like videos anymore. So here is the Blackmagic Pocket 4K, and it's sitting right over here. So now at least you understand, right? Why did I get that lens? Because that lens in a combination of this is going to be fantastic. It's going to be super magic. So let me unwrap it a little bit in front of you, and then let's see how it looks. It's the first time. Oh my God. Oh, I need a... The boxing looks pretty nice. The colors are very nice. The quality of the boxing is very nice. There you go. Okay, got the box open. All right, let's take a look and see. What's here. Okay, I know this. It comes with a battery. I know this. It comes with a battery. It also comes with, I don't know what this is. Getting started. Okay, it's like a manual thing. I think this is a Blackmagic sticker, which is always nice, of course. Oh, and yes, I know this. It does come with the software. So you do get a studio version of Blackmagic Studio software, which is fantastic. Those of you who are thinking about the software, remember each license is worth, each license is good for 2 machines. That means you can load it simultaneously on 2 machines. So it comes with this power cord. Now this is something very specific to the camera, very specific to Blackmagic. So if you mess up this cord, I'm not so sure where I will go to get a replacement of it, because this is it. So make sure that you keep this one very, very careful, very safely, of course. And then they give you this traveler's pack, which is kind of nice. If you're traveling, you can plug it. It's kind of cool. Oh, here you go. Here you go. This is the camera. This is what everybody's talking about. Wow, that's really nice. The 4K Pocket Cinema. It is a big camera. It really is a big camera. It fits. I'm holding it pretty nicely, of course, but it's a really nice picture. Let me move this box aside. So here it is, the 4K Pocket Cinema by Blackmagic. Fantastic. I don't know if you guys remember the movie Battlestar Galactica. So the front part kind of looked like one of those guys from the movie. Nice design. It looks very well designed. Some people have said that it feels like a toy. I can tell you it does not feel like a toy. It feels like a real camera, just differently designed. So it's not Nikon or Sony or Leica even. This is just a differently designed camera. It has a lot of round shapes to it. There's no sharp shapes to it. And maybe that's why it throws people off thinking it's some kind of a toy. But this is not a toy at all. This is far from a toy. It has a very nice weight to it. It's not too heavy. Remember, I have not put the battery in yet. And of course, once I put that lens, I'm looking at some really heavy stuff. So, wow, this is really nice. My hand is really not that big. So when I'm holding it, it feels really good, like a very nice handle to it. And you really need this because remember, I'm using a manual lens, cinema lens. So it means that once I put my lens on, it's going to be like heavy, the lens heavy. So I need this hand to be here, plus I'm going to be focusing on that side. So I need to rest it on my palm a little bit, and then where I can adjust the lens. So it's going to take a little bit of practice because this is the first time I'm doing it. This is my first cinema camera. Of course, my first manual prime lens, by the way. So I'm going to have to practice a little bit, learn a little bit, and beautiful, very nice, very nicely made, very nice, superb. So let me put on the lens so that way we have a nice idea of how it's going to look. Now this is a micro 4.3, so that means first you have the 1-inch lens, then you have the micro lens. I mean, when you go up in size, right? I think you have the 1-inch lens, then you have the micro 4.3, and then you have the APS-C something lens, and then you have the 1-inch full frame lens. Then you have something else bigger than that too, but then that's really gets super expensive, of course, like in the thousands of dollars. But this is the micro 4.3. So people said it's not a big deal because it's shooting RAW, and it's shooting Blackmagic RAW on top of that. So I think it's going to be okay. All right, so let's take a look. Let's do this. Ooh. Okay, let me open up the bag. This lens is heavy. Oh boy, the lens is heavy. I'm so scared what's going to happen when I plug it in. Oh. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the cinema rig right there. It looks nice. It feels nice. It's heavy. I probably will have to go to the gym. So if you're shooting and this is like very cool. Very nice weight. You can also shoot photographs if you like with it. Of course, I have a gimbal, which is totally not going to be usable for this guy because this thing is just super heavy. This camera is not automatic focus. The lens is totally manual, so there's definitely no automatic things going on there. You have to use your hands to actually do it, which is good. People who are in the movie business will appreciate that, and they will always say that when you are making movies as compared to making videos, you definitely want that. You want to be very hands-on with what you're shooting, because that is what makes the movie, is because you're being very creative, you're controlling the focus. So that means I'm focusing from the front to the back, or from the back to the front, something like that, so I can direct your eyes, the viewer's eyes, as to where my story is going, or I can still hold the focus in the back while there's something going on in the front, and vice versa, and use that as part of the editing, part of the storytelling mechanism, like the whole storytelling thing. So I'm totally excited about that. Now I'm going to go charge my batteries, and then I'm going to fire it up, and I'm going to play around with it a little bit just to see how it is. If you made it so far through my video, I want to say thank you so much for doing that. Appreciate it. Of course, all this might seem very impressive, but I'm trying to hope that I impress upon you as to get into content creating, get into video, because there's so much joy to it. But besides that, there are so many different skills that you learn that is so cool, because you never know where your creativeness is, right? So this all helps you to, instead of painting or composing music, as some people just like to make movies or just shoot movies and put it together. It's very cool. Thank you very much, guys, so far. I will see you guys in my next video. And some of you have been subscribing and liking and making comments. I do want to say thank you, guys. I do appreciate your support, because it really, really helps me in my channel, of course, long term. Thank you, and see you in my next one. Bye-bye.